So this is probably not the start Indiana Pacers were hoping for this year. I'm sure their expectations weren't too high. With Tyrese Haliburton out for the whole 2026 season, recovering from the torn Achilles, Miles Turner left for Milwaukee, but the Pacers have not gone off to the best start this season, and they are just one of the more banged up teams in the NBA. Basically, this whole roster is hurt right now. What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to be rebuilding the Indiana Pacers. So we know that Haliburton is out for the year. Andrew Nembhard currently dealing with a shoulder injury. Obi Toppin's day-to-day. Matherin's day-to-day. McConnell's recovering from a hamstring injury. Johnny Furphy, Cam Jones are all banged up as well. And this is a team that, I don't know, like, where everybody stood on their expectations. I was a little bit lower on the Pacers going into this year. And could this team look kind of scary if they're able to add a top pick in the 2026 NBA draft? Because the Pelicans did trade them their first round pick for the 23rd overall pick in the 2025 draft. And we know the Pelicans used that to move up to go get Derek Queen. Like, what could Haliburton look like with Darren Peterson, AJ DeBanza, Cameron Boozer? So before we get back into today's video, I want to give a word from today's sponsor, SeatGeek. And you guys have definitely heard me talk about SeatGeek before, and it is my favorite way to get my sport event tickets, especially with this NBA season being in full swing right now. Here, I live in Philadelphia, so I'm going to be going to some Sixers games this year, because I could definitely go to a couple Sixers games for roughly the same price as maybe one Knicks game, but you know I got to make my way up to New York City to watch my favorite team play, the New York Knicks. Every year, too, I like to go to a Pittsburgh Steelers game. As a Steelers fan, I make a trip to Pittsburgh, and I'm using SeatGeek to get my tickets this year. SeatGeek has over 35 million downloads, and there are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek: concerts, sports, festivals, and more. And for sports, it could be college, it could be the WNBA when it's going on, it could be the baseball season when that starts back up, it's the NFL, college football, NHL right now. Get your tickets on SeatGeek. And I like that you can look at a calendar view here too, know when your team is home, know when your team is away. Like I said, I live in Philadelphia, so I can go to maybe a Celtics game for just $39 on Halloween. And what I like about SeatGeek as well, they have a grading scale, 1 to 10. Green means good, and you're getting a good deal. You can see this is a 9, an amazing deal. And then if you have a red deal, maybe you want to avoid that a little bit. Here you can see this ticket, it's just a bad deal completely. So yeah, green means good, red means bad. You want to avoid those ones. And of course, I have a code for you guys. You can use my code SROSS10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. 10% off with that SROS10 code. Link is going to be in the description below. And thank you again to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. And a hot take that I've mentioned throughout the offseason: should the Pacers trade Pascal Siakam? Like, would this be a sell high? Would they get a really good return for somebody who's going to be 31 this year, right? He'll be 32 next year when Haliburton comes back. Sometimes when it's the Achilles injury, that year is kind of like a rehab year, and they're not really back to what they were the year after that. So now we're looking that Siakam is going to be almost 34 years old in the last year of his contract, when Haliburton looks like 2025 Haliburton. I think it's just something to think about. I don't know if I'm actually going to go through with that. Now, the Pacers did extend Aaron Nesmith, the 2K update that contract. They did, so he's under control for the next few years. Benedict Mathurin could be a free agent at the end of this season, but he's a restricted free agent, so it's not like they would lose him for nothing. And could Jarace Walker, their last top 10 pick in the 2023 draft, step up for them this year? I have no idea when Start Today is going to be ready in NBA 2K26. Cam Jones kind of got or he's dealing with some off the court stuff, and he's injured as well with a back injury. It's too early for a team to panic and say this is a wash of a season, but maybe the Pacers, knowing that they're going to be better in 2026, could opt for that route. Of course, here in 2K, we're going to be somewhat competitive. Shout out to Indiana for doing that. Now, Pascal Siakam is dropping 24, 7, and 3. That would get me a really good return. Andrew Nembhard playing out of his mind now that he's healthy. Benedict Mathurin's averaging around 15 points. Maybe 2K thinks otherwise, and we're actually going to make the playoffs this year. And Wemby ends up winning NBA Cup MVP. We are 15 and 12 to start off the year. Yeah, like the Wemby season is already off to an insane start. I mean, Andrew Nembhard averaging 19 points and 4 assists right now. Aaron Nesmith is shooting 43 from 3. Obi Toppin having a career year as well, making me lose my breath. TJ McConnell's averaging 13 and 7. Hey, maybe we're going the other way with this roster. All right, so I guess we're not tanking. We are currently 30 and 20 right now, which is kind of frustrating. I was hoping to get a really good pick in the 2026 NBA draft. We've also been like relatively healthy this year in 2K. I feel like, I don't know if this is going to be the season from hell for the Indiana Pacers, kind of like the Grizzlies from 24, Pelicans in 2025, where just like everything goes wrong. I mean, if we were like under 500 by a decent amount, I would think about trading away like a TJ McConnell. Maybe I still will. Like, he's having a great season, but he's 33 years old. Like, this is a season where I could maybe get a first-round pick for him. And I know he's a fan favorite in Indiana, but, like, yeah, I could get TJ McConnell for Steven Adams in a future first-round swap between Dallas and Phoenix in 2029. That's good value. I would love not to take on Steven Adams. They do have a Cam Whitmore trade exception. I wish they had like a 1-year deal that I could take. Or how about Reed Shepard for TJ McConnell? Could we maybe do that? They say no. All right, what about that first round pick and Dorian Finney-Smith for TJ McConnell? All right, you know what? I'll take on Steven Adams. I feel like getting that is worth it. I'm going to play Halliburton like 37 minutes a night anyway, and Nembhard could be kind of like a combo guard backup. I mean, this team does have center issues. I mean, the Steven Adams contract is not good. So it's like I'm doing all this for a first-round pick when I can move McConnell in the offseason. Maybe I just wait and do that. And I thought this could be like a big year for Johnny Furphy as well, who I would have loved to have seen him against Minnesota on Sunday where like everybody was hurt. But unfortunately, he's banged up as well. And I said we had good injury luck. Well, I jinxed myself. Andrew Nembhard breaks his right ankle. His season may be done. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes back-to-back, wins MVP this year for the Thunder. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year. Scoot Henderson, 6-man. Wemby Depoy. Josh Giddey, Most Improved. Steph Clutch Player of the Year. Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year. And I guess Kobe Altman would be Executive of the Year. Do we get a Pascal Siakam on an All-NBA team? We do not. There's Şengün. DeJounte Murray made it, even with being injured. How did he hit? He hit 65 games. I mean, he was great for them, unless 2K has... Well, he played 80 games. 2K, why do we not have his injury? What are we doing? And we're not going to really get any individual team awards this year. We did not finish up, okay, as a top 6 seed. We actually finished as the 7th seed here. We're going up against the Toronto Raptors. We ended up going 42-40. I think their preseason win projection was around 36. So this would definitely be exceeding expectations. I'm going to set the rotation here for the first play-in game. So they want to go McConnell, Nembhard with Mathurin coming off the bench. Now we're going to go Nembhard, Nesmith, Mathurin, Siakam. I probably like Ajax as like the most, at least like the best rim protecting center. But like there could be some small ball like Obi Toppin. Jay Huff wasn't great this year. So I might honestly just get like Jarris Walker 15 minutes a night. And then... Shepard's banged up. I think I may honestly, I guess I got to play. Like, I don't really want to play Furphy. Shepard's banged up right now, but Shepard is probably better than Huff. So let's go like 15 minutes a night to Shepard. I got about 10 more left here. So let's go a decent amount to Nembhard and a decent amount to maybe actually Mathurin. Okay, so let's do something like that. Take it on Toronto. Did they make a trade at all? They did not, it looks like. So let's see what happens here in the first leg of the play-in. We win. We're in the playoffs as the 7th seed. We lose. We get another crack at it. So, yeah, I think we're going to beat them. We were up by 20. I mean, we're only up by 11 right now. We'll see if we actually fully blow this. We are currently up by 2. Wow, this is an extreme choke job. We were up by 20 at halftime, and we've been outscored by about 18 here. Yeah, in the second half. Are we about to choke this away? Oh, my God, we did. I didn't want to hop in because I didn't really want to win, but Nesmith drops 32. I mean, for a team that made so many, like, entertaining comebacks last year in the playoffs, what a blown lead this was. You blew a 20-point second-half lead. Immanuel Quickley, a game-winning layup to get them into the playoffs as the 7th seed. So if you're going to lose that first game, just lose this game, please. The Brooklyn Nets are here with... just hodgepodge of names at the moment. The Nets have been a tough watch this year so far, which kind of was expected with like Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Thomas being your 1 and 2. Now, we get outscored by 13 here in the first half. I wouldn't mind the lottery pick, so I'm kind of hoping that we end up losing this game. And you guys just go on a 19-3 run. Okay. Was that necessary? We are up by 2. Up by 6. You guys are going to win. All right, by 3. Mathurin drops 37. Was that necessary? All right. It's only going to cost me a couple spots in the lottery, but I feel like we're just going to get blown out. Okay. By the Cavs. We end up winning 128-119 in game 1. 34, 12, and 8 for Siakam. 23 for Mathurin, who I guess I could have thought about trading at the deadline, but we'll see how this ends up going. Mathurin 24, Nesmith 23 in 22 minutes. He fouled out. Siakam at 23. Game 3. Nembhard's got a bum ankle. We do end up losing this one by 12. We got outscored by 9 going into the 4th, so it was a fairly close game going into the 4th. We're going to lose by 48 points in game 4. Good Lord, that's an embarrassing loss. And we are actually, okay, we're going to lose TJ McConnell after winning game 5. All right, so in game number 5, we ended up winning by 12 on the road. Are we about to go to a game 7? Let's find out. Okay, this team, man, just doesn't quit. I gotta run this team back next year, I think. We ended up losing in 7, but we didn't have Tyrese Halliburton. Siakam dropped 32. Like, this would be a true sell high in the offseason, but I think I want to give him and Halliburton 1 year more together. I still think I would move. I'm going to move TJ McConnell still, just because I should sell high before maybe he regresses. Bennedict Mathurin, though, like, I don't think I'm going to trade him. It just depends. Like, if somebody gave him $40 million, I don't think I would match that, or I would do a sign and trade. but we'll see. So you have a battle of Jalen Brunson here in the NBA Finals, the Mavericks, and Nico's vision comes true as Kyrie Irving's Finals MVP. They beat the Knicks in 6. So let's start off this offseason. -7 improvements. Are you kidding me? I would say we exceeded expectations. I would say by far we exceeded expectations. There goes LeBron. He ends up retiring. There goes Steph. He retires as well. Here we are at the draft lottery. I was going to hope to get some really good luck this year. Let's see what ends up happening. I get my first round pick there at number 17, not the Pels. 2K, can we update this? And yeah, we're not doing any changes at the head coach position. So let's go to the pre-draft workouts. We have 17. I mean, I could use TJ McConnell to potentially move up. I don't know if I would take another point guard. I don't know if I would take another wing as well. I mean, the only big that I would like to take would probably be Chris Sinak. I mean, some of these guys could theoretically be a 5. I mean, Cohen Carr on this team would be a lot of fun with his athleticism. Sunday Yesufu as well, but he's probably not going to last. I think Kareem Lopez would be a great fit. I'm not getting AJ Debinsa. We could look at Dash Daniels, who'd be a great fit. Braden Burries, maybe. Bennett Sturts would maybe be like an all-time fit with the Indiana Pacers. I'll scout out Isaiah Evans, and we'll do Caden Boozer as well. So we'll see. I'm sure one of those guys I just brought in for a pre-draft workout will be there. You have AJ Debinsa going to the Hornets, Cameron Boozer going to the Wizards. That's a great fit. And Darren Peterson to the Jazz. Will the top of the draft ever look like this? Probably not. I can't see all 3 of these teams getting lucky. All right, I don't know if somebody's going to fall. There goes Chris Sinak to the Pelicans at 4, so he was not making it to 17. The Celtics just traded okay, Derek White teaming up with Giannis. I mean, I love that. That is a sick fit, but I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that with the Celtics. I mean, you get Braden Burries here, and you take Koa Pete with their pick. Kareem Lopez goes to the Thunder. I would have thought about him as well. Nate Ament falls to the Suns. They shouldn't have a first. Blazers are trading their pick to OKC for like a pick swap there with the Jazz pick, and Jaden Quaidance is a Thunder. All right, I want to see if the Hornets would give me the 16. Wait, was that 16? Yeah, for TJ McConnell, that actually might not be 16. Was that 21? 21 for TJ McConnell. Can we do that straight up? They say no. I'll throw in a future second. They say yes. Okay, so we trade TJ McConnell to the Hornets. Sorry, TJ. I thought about trading him to the Rockets, but I wasn't getting Mikael Brown or that pick there. And Rockets make sense to trade for a point guard, but I wanted to get another first rounder. Malik Monk and Dennis Schroeder get traded to Denver for Zeke Naji in the 13th pick. Not sure how Denver can afford that, but it's pretty sick. I mean, Tonde Yesufu going to the Kings is a great pickup. So they're going to end up with Yesufu and Darius Acuff from Arkansas. Isaiah Evans goes to the Spurs. I would have taken him. Caleb Wilson goes, and the Thunder are probably going to take somebody I like. They take Todd Pettiford. I probably wasn't going to take him. So they don't need a Bennett Sturts, but god damn, if you know anything about Bennett Sturts, this guy in Indiana's offense would be unreal. I'm taking him anyway. Screw it. Not the best need, but he could be the backup point guard. Nembhard can kind of be a 2 next year. Nesmith could be the 6th man. If I re-sign Mathurin, he could be the 3. And I think he's NBA ready. We'll see, though. It could be a rocky season at Iowa this year, and he doesn't even get drafted in the first rounder at all next year. So we'll see. Patrick Gumba from Duke, I actually think could be a lottery pick this year, so I'm going to select him as well. We need some big man depth. All right, so we take an Iowa Hawkeye, we take a Duke Blue Devil. Look at this hodgepodge of centers. Huff, Jackson, Wiseman, Bradley, and Gumba, who I'm honestly really excited for this upcoming Duke season. I mean, Duke could have, I don't know. You count out all the guys that could get drafted on that team theoretically. Cameron Boozer, we know, is probably going in the top 3. And then you have Nicholas Kamenia, and then you have Dame Sarr, you have Caden Boozer, you have Gumba, that's 5 right there. Isaiah Evans is 6. Malik Brown, Darren Harris, and Caleb Foster, also all solid talents as well. Do I need to change Bennett Sturts' name? I do. And yeah, he's sliding in as the backup point guard. Nembhard might be more of a 2 next year anyway. So Huff for $2.3 million. I'm going to decline that. I actually don't mind Wiseman coming back. Walker picked that up. Ben Shepherd will pick it up. We'll see if Trae Young leaves the Hawks. Benedict Mathurin, we're going to give the qualifying offer to. Definitely Talion Peter, who looks like a solid NBA player as well. Unfortunately, he's banged up. So Mathurin, not even getting a full offer out there. I wouldn't mind 4 for 80. What did Shaedon Sharpe got 4 for 92? So that would be a really good deal for us. So let's do that. And I think we will get him on that. 4 for 80. We'll renounce the rights on Bradley, Huff, Jackson, Ray J. Dennis. And we did create an $11 million trade exception with TJ McConnell. So we're going to get Mathurin 4 for 80. Welcome back here to the Indiana Pacers. I don't know who's going to be the backup center next year. Well, I guess it will be Jackson as our starter and then Gungba as the backup. We have Siakam topping as a backup 5. Walker's a backup 5. Big year 4 for him. And is there any young guys that I would throw my 2-way to? Jahlil Bethea, let's do that. Let's give him my 2-way from Alabama. And then we could do Christian Anderson for sure out of Texas Tech, who I'm a big fan of in the 2026 class. So Anderson and Bethea, welcome here. Hopefully we just get Peter back on the QO. And we do just that. Player progression, Halliburton, welcome back here to the Indiana Pacers. Siakam, starting to regress a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. So I was like, you know what? If I could lock in Jarace Walker like $10 million a year, I would do it. I'm not giving you $23 million. I mean, right now we're pretty expensive as a team, and I don't know, man, if the ownership would want to pay the luxury tax for this team. I'm not sure, especially if like they don't get any playoff revenue in 2026. I don't know how the owners would respond. I think this is a little bit unrealistic. I do feel like they would shed some cap. I know I traded away TJ McConnell, but I think they would. I don't know. Maybe they let Mathurin walk. They probably trade away Obi Toppin and definitely Isaiah Jackson or Jarace Walker, one of the two. They'd probably decline the option on Ben Shepherd. I mean, we're still under the second apron, but we're pretty deep into the first apron. Is there anybody else I could re-sign before the season starts? Walker, Shepherd, not going to do that. Siakam, not going to do that, which could signal, I don't know, a couple things. So let's go here into the 2027 season, coming off a 7-game series against the 1-seeded Heat. It's going to be Halliburton, Nembhard, Mathurin, Siakam, Jackson. Aaron Nesmith as the 6th man, getting 27 tonight. Let's go 22 to Obi. We'll do 20 to Walker. Ben Shepherd not going to crack the rotation because I do want Bennett Sturts getting some minutes. And Gungba is going to be the backup center. He'll get around 12 minutes a night. Let's go about 9 to Bennett Sturts, which, yeah, makes things a little complicated for, like, Johnny Furphy. We're going to play Halliburton a decent amount this year. I would like to play Mathurin a little bit more as well. System proficiency under Rick Carlisle is 4.5-star perimeter centric. 3 games this year: Clippers, Thunder, Raptors, and we are going to go 2-1 to start off the year. Welcome back, Halliburton. Not what you want to see in year number 4. Jarace Walker, high right ankle sprain. He's going to be out for a few weeks. I think that's going to put Johnny Furphy into the rotation. We are 10-7 now to start off the year, and everything has kind of been evenly distributed the way Carlisle likes it. Siakam's averaging about 19 points in his age 32 season. Obviously, his numbers were going to go down this year with Halliburton back. Benedict Mathurin leading the team in scoring. Halliburton's averaging 11.5 assists. Aaron Nesmith, dude, what a developmental story for him. Just kind of like a end of the bench guy, like completely end of the bench in Boston, and really made himself a good career here in Indiana. Nembhard and Toppin averaging double-digit points. I think if Walker is back by the deadline, he could be a trade candidate. Shout out to Kyrie Irving winning NBA Cup MVP. We are 18-9 to start off the year. Welcome back, Tyrese Halliburton, man. He's playing 36 minutes a night. We've been fairly lucky this year with injuries outside of the Walker one. Halliburton actually got player of the week. Jesus, man. All right. Well, Isaiah Jackson, who's just had terrible injury luck now in his career, breaks his right leg. He's out 8 to 10 weeks. Now, I don't know if I want to trust Patrick Gumba there as the starting center. He's definitely going to get more minutes, but what I may do is start like Obi Toppin at the 5 and just go kind of ultra small. So yeah, let's go like 30 minutes a night to Obi Toppin. We're going to go like 22 minutes a night to Patrick Gumba here. We may go, I don't know. Do we play Wiseman like a little bit? Or no, Walker just got back. I'm going to only play Walker 8 minutes though, because I just don't want him to get hurt. And I don't want for him to lose any trade value, because now we may have to trade him for a center. Maybe I should have gave one of my 2-ways to a center, not another guard. All right, so we're approaching the trade deadline. We are 32-20, which is pretty good. I was hoping like Halliburton could get his way into the MVP race this year. Shout out to Dylan Harper, 6th man of the year. The dude is so freaking good, man. Well, look at the clutch player of the year. We got Halliburton, Siakam, and Benedict Mathurin. How about that? So looking at the player stats here, our leading scorer is Pascal Siakam. I want to see at least one more playoff run with Siakam and Halliburton. So if I were to ever trade Siakam, it would happen in the offseason. Patrick Gumba shooting 41% from the field. Probably will tell him to stop taking threes. I don't really know how Duke is going to use him this year yet. But I don't think he's going to be a 3-point shooter. And he's not really taking threes with his tendency, so I don't really know what's going on. So let's look at the standings here, where we're in the weak Eastern Conference. 32-20 get you the 2 seed. It would be tied for the 3 seed in the West. Now, looking at the offense, it's 4th in the East. Defense, it's actually 3rd best in the East. I still think we could maybe make a play for a center. So Jackson's out for a little bit. He will probably be back this year. I guess Jarace Walker is the guy I could dangle, who's a good player, and it's just maybe not going to work out here. And I think I'm going to make a trade with the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I don't really want Ben Simmons. Like, you can keep him. Could I get a first-round pick from you guys? Like, can I get the Lakers 29 first? Can I take this first? Can I take any of your first? No, we have the Stepien roll on all 3. All right, slide me Ryan Nembhard, Andrew Nembhard's brother. So let's do Nembhard, and can I take 2 seconds from you? Ryan Nembhard, 2 seconds, and Daniel Gafford, who is making a pretty penny. We're probably going to have to use the McConnell trade exception in here. But Jarace Walker and Ben Shepherd get to go to the Mavericks. We're getting Daniel Gafford. who's a really good center at the end of the day. And if it doesn't work out, I could flip that contract in the offseason. He's not as much of like a skilled offensive talent as like Miles Turner was, and definitely not as skilled offensively as like throwing Siakam or Obi at the 5. But he's a really good rim protector, and they're going to say yes to that. And it's cool to reunite Andrew Nembhard and Ryan Nembhard together. All right, so we are going to go back to Siakam at the 4. We're going to play like 20 minutes a night to Obi. So when Isaiah Jackson comes back, he's probably going to just be the backup, and Patrick Gumba is not going to be in the playoff rotation. So what I want to do here is throw Gafford at the 5. Obi coming off the bench. Patrick Gumba is going to get like 14 minutes. Johnny Furphy, not been bad. I would like to keep playing Sturts, even though he's been disappointing. So we'll just go like 26 a night to Gafford. We're about 4.5 star perimeter centric. It just didn't work out for Jarace Walker here in Indiana, unfortunately. And Aaron Nesmith breaks his right hand. He's out 4 to 6 weeks, unfortunately. So yeah, Obi's going to step up. We'll probably go like 30 nights to Nembhard. Let's go 35 to Mathurin, 35 to Siakam. Obi's going to play more for sure, 25 minutes a night. I think this is going to increase Johnny Furphy's minutes as well. And we'll just play a little bit more to Sturts. Unfortunately, not going to get Cam Jones in the rotation. All right, so we just got Isaiah Jackson back. So I think that means I'm just going to basically replace Patrick Minutes with Isaiah Jackson. Isaiah Jackson has 1 year left on his deal. He's an easy trade candidate for us in the offseason. All right, so we are going to end the season hopefully as a top 4 seed. We actually got the 3 seed at the end of the year. Luka wins MVP. Darren Peterson, Rookie of the Year. RJ Barrett's your 6th Man of the Year. Wemby's your depoy. Scoot Henderson, Most Improved, 27, 4, and 6. Are you kidding me? Scoot's officially breaking out. Luka, Jokic, Giannis, Wemby, and Shea on All-NBA first team. You have Bam, Giddey, Henderson, Ant, and Trae Young on second team. Some interesting names there. And third team, welcome back Tyrese Haliburton. 19 points, 10 assists. I'll see if he led the NBA in assists, but I'm sure Trae only had 8.5, so maybe Haliburton did. All defensive second team, you have Claxton and Kel'el Ware. You have both Thompson twins there, which is really cool. And then did we get an Indiana Pacer on an all-rookie team? We did not. So here we are in the playoff picture. We actually have a rematch against the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is pretty sick. It looks like Garland is hurt, though. They've added Norman Powell. Don't tell me you traded Garland for Powell. Okay. Yeah, Garland is hurt. We did get back Aaron Nesmith healthy, so I'm excited to throw him back in the rotation. How long is Garland out for? He tore his right ACL. Jesus. All right, so he's done for the season. That is, I don't know. Garland's had some, like, this is fake. This is 2K, but if you included that, he's got some brutal injury history in his career. All right, so for the playoffs, I don't think I'm actually going to play Bennett Sturts, as he was pretty bad this year. So Aaron Nesmith is going to play a ton. He's our 6th man. Obi's going to get like 20 minutes a night. Furphy was actually pretty good this year. 37 from 3, 88 from the line, 7.5 points. He'll get around 16 minutes a night. Isaiah Jackson, we'll see. I think I'm going to go like 30 to Gafford. They actually think I should start Isaiah Jackson over Gafford. Not really sure if I agree with that one. Let's go a decent amount to Aaron Nesmith. Maybe I end up going like 15 or 14 there. Because I would like to go, let's see. I would like to go at least 37 to Haliburton. And yeah, did Haliburton lead the NBA in assists this year? He did. Only NBA player in double-digit assists. That is pretty cool. So we're taking on Cleveland. We are going to lose game 1 by 22. This is now the 3rd year in a row they've gone up against each other. I should have mentioned that last year. They played each other in round 2 in 2025. I mean, the series was definitely a disappointment. There were some all right games in there. Game 2 was definitely the best one, but like the Cavs were so banged up in some of those games as well that I feel like we didn't get like true peak Pacer versus peak Cleveland last year. Garland's hurt here, so we're not getting it this year either. We only scored 19 in the 4th, but we do win 191. Game 3, we end up losing by 13. Obi was our leading scorer. Game 4, we're going to go down 3-1. We lose 116-91. 6 fouls for Gafford. It's been just out there. And Gafford's currently dealing with a sore wrist as well. We're just gonna, okay, no, he's fine. So let's see, game number 5 this is. We're at home. I mean, it's pretty disappointing to go out like this if we are going to lose this game. We have a strong second and third quarter. Come on, pull this one out. We are currently down by 2, tied up, 116 left. I mean, I'm not even confident that I can end up winning this series, even if we pull out this victory. I don't know why Talion Peter is on the floor. What are we doing with the CPU? I'm going to assume Mathurin fouled out because Aaron Nesmith is on the floor. So we're down by 2. Plenty of time. Let's see if we can get an Aaron Nesmith open 3. We could not. Let's kick the ball to Siakam. I mean, I don't really want Siakam to make a play on Evan Mobley, but I mean, getting Halliburton on the switch isn't great either. Siakam down low, he's gonna get blocked, and he just stole it from me. That was so embarrassing. Oh my god, that was disrespectful from Evan Mobley. Jeez, man. All right, Mitchell, no way he hits that. Good contest there by Nembhard. Dumb shot there. Siakam's running the floor. Can he get by? Okay, he can get by Mobley. Let's go. That spin move worked. I'll take it. All tied up. Hopefully they hold on to the ball for like 15 seconds so I can get a chance at the final shot. Lonzo's driving. He takes a quick shot, and he's going to bank that in. What are the odds I can play even quicker? 31 seconds left. Can we get around Lonzo? Halliburton gets to the rim. Halliburton. Oh, that was a stupid shot. Oh, my God. I guess I thought I had a lane for the layup, and it was a floater animation. Luckily, Lonzo misses the first free throw, and Lonzo hits the second. All right. I don't think there's any point. We do have a timeout in going for the three here. I think we should go for the... Oh my god, Siakam, get out of my way! Out to Andrew Nembhard, over to Nesmith. That's too deep. That's too deep. It doesn't matter! It ain't deep enough! Let's go! Aaron Nesmith ties it up. 114 apiece. I'm getting like war flashbacks to Knicks-Pacers game 1 where Aaron Nesmith, oh man, crushed my dreams. That was maybe like my least favorite game ever as a Knicks fan. All right, Halliburton guarding Lonzo Ball. I guess they're going to go to Mobley here in the post. I mean, I would take my chances with Mobley over Siakam. Well, or Donovan Mitchell, who is their best player, but get the ball. Okay, what are we doing, Siakam? What was that defense? All right, Halliburton, 4 seconds left. Can I get a screen here? Okay, Halliburton, let's go for the win. Oh, and the season is over. And the season is over. Halliburton lives for those moments. He didn't win Clutch Player of the Year, but he was in the running. We know what he did in the 2025 playoffs, but he doesn't have magic here. It goes in and out. We lose in 5. All right, so yeah, we just got bounced in 5. I don't know. Nobody thought the Pacers were going to make it that far in 24. They do. To the conference finals. Nobody thought they were making it to the finals last year, and they do. Do I break up the band? I don't know. I think I should try to get a little creative this offseason. I don't want to run the same team out there. Dallas goes back-to-back. They sweep Atlanta, and Dallas ends up winning it all. Anthony Davis is your finals MVP. I also want to apologize for going over. I should be better at this. Apparently, I go over the progression and the stats too quickly, and I definitely agree. So I apologize with that because I know you guys want to see that. I will be better at that just to go menu screen for menu screen super quickly. So looking at our team right now, right? Siakam is entering into the last year of his deal at 33 years old. Like, what is even the market for somebody in the last year of his contract? We have our franchise player, Tyrese Halliburton, who's not really like a #1 scoring option. Maybe can be. Kind of was at one point last year. Mathurin... Oh, man. Like, I could dangle him. Like, he would definitely have some solid trade value on the open market. But that would be like a stepping stone for me getting, like, I don't know. If I could trade Mathurin and, like, young assets picks for a #2 type player or a #1 type player, I'll keep Siakam. But if we are going to trade, I don't know. Maybe I'd trade Siakam. We'll see. The problem is, too, this team is getting expensive. And if this was real life, the owner would not really want to pay this luxury tax bill. So we are the 23rd overall pick here in the 2027 NBA draft. The Magic got #1. Geez. So they have Paulo Franz and the #1 pick. Now, who's like I don't even, if I tried, like, Paolo doesn't even really make sense on this team, I think, with the way Carlisle wants to play, unless he completely changed his style, which he could by 2028. And we do own our first round pick this year. All right, I want to see if I can maybe do this trade with the LA Lakers. I like Benedict Mathurin a lot, but if we're going to try to have, like, this Carlisle style of play where it's quick decision making, pass, dribble, shoot, I don't want you to, like, stay in the same spot for a while. I want you to move without the ball. Can Reeves take us up a level than, like, Mathurin currently can? I mean, they're both talented scorers. Mathurin's 25. Reeves is 29. Luka's going to test free agency next year. I mean, that's 2K's issue with making him leave all the time. I don't know why they do that. So could I trade away Mathurin and Isaiah Jackson to LA? It would be like Nembhard would probably go to the bench. Nesmith starts at the 3. But before I do that, like, I could see the market for Siakam. I don't know. I could trade Siakam for Reeves if I wanted to. But I will say Siakam will cost me a little bit less on that new contract extension, which is good. So I keep going back to, like, the Mathurin idea. I may wait till after team player options to possibly move him. And with this pick, I'm going to take Cameron Holmes, a wing out of Dayton. And in the second round, I took Omer Meyer here out of Purdue. With the 35th pick. So team player options, Johnny Fairfield, I want to pick that up. Giannis, Jokic, Mitchell, Towns, Kyrie, Durant, Jalen Green, all end up opting out. I'll give Peter, Anderson, Nembhard all the qualifying offers. Actually, not to Anderson, but Nembhard, yes. Peter, yes. Bethea, no, as well. Now, Wiseman's a free agent. I don't mind Wiseman just like kind of coming back here on a 1-year deal. And like even Obi Toppin should cost less on his next extension. But a part of me is like, do I just run this team back? Like, does Austin Reeves really make this team that much better? Like I said, like if I look, can I look at the contract extensions right now? Like Siakam's gonna go for $25 million a year. Like I'm gonna give Siakam a 3-year deal worth $75 million. That's not even guaranteed in the last year, and he's probably going to accept that. He does. Andrew Nembhard will cost less on his next extension. Obi Toppin is costing significantly less. I'm going to go Obi Toppin 3 years. I'll do player option on the last year, and it will send starting at 6 mil. And even Nembhard, I'm going to start it at 19 mil, but it's going to descend over time. So if we look at our salary cap breakdown for the 2029 season, like, we're pretty good. We're like 60 million under the second apron. The one thing is like Siakam's age that is ticking a little bit. So I'm going to get Wiseman back on a 1-year deal. Like I said, I'd like to get Peter and Nembhard back on the qualifying offers. Kevin Durant goes back to the Rockets. Dame back to the Blazers. Draymond Green goes to the Pistons. Okay, Donovan Mitchell back to the Cavs. Giannis stays in Milwaukee. And I offered some bigs the 2-way deals. Malachi Moreno from Kentucky and JoJo Tugler from Houston. And Ryan Nembhard accepts the qualifying offer. So does Peter. Player progression. Halliburton regresses a little bit. Okay. Siakam regresses a little bit as well to an 86. Obi Toppin regresses. And I guess anytime Halliburton is extension eligible, you should do that. So we will pay him a ton of money right now. Johnny Furphy. Let's see if I can honestly, yeah, like we'll front load a Furphy deal starting at $11 million as like a rotational guy. Not giving Isaiah Jackson $8 million. Do I have to cut anybody? I do. I have to cut 2 players before the season starts. Maybe Talion Peter will go. I apologize to any Peter believers. And then I may cut Cam Jones as well, because we did bring in a first-round pick in Cameron Holmes, just another wing. Probably not going to play too much his rookie year. I may actually send him down to the G League. So Kevin Durant doing a farewell tour. If we went to Cameron Holmes, yeah, let's sign him to the Noblesville Boom. What did it used to be? Fort Wayne Med Ants, right? So that did change, I guess. I think that, yeah, I knew that changed. So we're going to go Halliburton, Nembhard, Mathurin, Siakam, Gafford. Nesmith's still off the bench playing a decent amount. Johnny Furphy can get 17 minutes a night. I'm going to go about 15 to Toppin. Isaiah Jackson's going to be the 3rd string center. Patrick Gumba's going to be in there. He's going to get around 15 minutes. Let's go about 12 to Bennett Sturts. And then I'm going to go, I think, 31 to Siakam at this age. We'll go 34 to Halliburton. I don't need to like run him into the ground. We're 4.5-star perimeter centric. Hopefully we can kind of reclaim our crown as like the best team in the East, but we do have back-to-back round 1 exits by the same team. And I guess it could be worse. Bennett Sturts ruptures his Achilles. He's out for the year. That is brutal for somebody in year number 2. You hate to see that. Next man up, it's going to be Ryan Nembhard right now over Omer Meyer. So we will see Ryan and Andrew play together on the floor. I guess I don't know if I wanted to cut. Did I cut Cam Jones? Was that who I just cut? Yeah, I don't know if I regret that. We are 9-12 to start off the year. I mean, if we disappoint this year, I could be a seller at the deadline. And Brandon Miller won NBA Cup MVP on the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, why aren't we re-signing him, Charlotte? Unfortunately, he's already banged up this year. So we're about 14, we're 500, about 28 games through the season. Halliburton has been our leading scorer. Siakam may be showing a little bit signs of regression. I guess I should have sold on him over a year ago. Mathurin shooting 33% from 3, a little alarming. So what I may actually do, what's Nembhard shooting from 3? 43%. I think I'm going to start Nesmith over Mathurin. He can go back into that like 6-man role. I mean, Daniel Gafford has what? 2 years left on this deal. Fine center. Patrick Gumba, maybe taking strides. We'll see if he's ever going to be a starter for us. Obi just can't miss a shot this year, it seems like. And damn, Cameron Holmes in the G League strained his Achilles. Like, that is Deron Holmes, right? With like the Dayton connection as well. Like that looks exactly like him. All right, so it is a new day for me. We are here at the 2028 trade deadline. We are 30-22 at the moment. Not really sure if I wanted to move one of the key core pieces. I mean, guys that are free agents at the end of the year, it's Isaiah Jackson, $6.5 million. James Wiseman could be a free agent. They actually cut him and signed Mac McClung between me starting this video and where I'm at right now. So you know what? I don't think I'm going to make any moves at the deadline. If this team does go out early, I can't keep running this team back. And literally 2 days after the trade deadline, Tyrese Halliburton has a high left ankle sprain. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. And Wemby takes home MVP this year. Tyron Stokes is your Rookie of the Year for the Pelicans. Tower Hero, 6th Man of the Year for the Miami Heat. Wemby takes home Depoy. Tyrese Proctor is your Most Improved Player for the Cavs. Nice, like year 3 or whatever that is, breakout for him. Shea, unfortunately, got an injury, so he may be out at the start of the playoffs. We don't get any Pacers on the all NBA teams. Do we get anybody on an all defensive team? We do not, and we're not going to get anything on the all rookie teams either. We did finish the season as a 3 seed, so we are going to have home court through at least the first round, potentially the second round, if the Heat upset the Detroit Pistons. We did finish with the second best point differential in the Eastern Conference. We ended the season on a 3-game winning streak. I think for the playoffs, I was going back and forth if I wanted to start Nesmith. Do I want to start Mathurin going forward? I mean, throughout the season, Nesmith started about 26 games. Mathurin started the other 56. I mean, we know what like the backcourt's going to be. Halliburton at the 1, Nembhard at the 2, Mathurin, Siakam, Gafford. I mean, Nesmith is still going to play a ton. I don't think I'm going to play like Furphy that much. Toppin's going to get 18. We'll go like 11 to Isaiah Jackson. I think I'd rather play Patrick Gungba just because Gungba is going to be here next year. And there's a really good chance that Isaiah Jackson isn't, unless he's like, I signed him to a 1-year deal, which has its possibilities. So I have about 9 more minutes here. We'll go 39, sure, to Halliburton. We'll go 34 to Siakam, and then we'll do about 3 more to Andrew Nembhard. All right, round number 1 against the Boston Celtics. Not a fun team to go up against. Simons, Braden Burries, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Day'Ron Sharpe. They have Koa Pete, Jackson Richardson, and Colby Jones off the bench. We're going to lose game 1. We have yet to make it out of round number 1. We are 0-2, or I think 0-2 or 0-3 here in round number 1, if I can remember correctly. We do end up winning game number 2, and Halliburton suffers a high right ankle sprain. So he suffers 2 major injuries after the trade deadline. That is brutal. So what we're going to do is we're going to start Nembhard at the 1. Halliburton's going to obviously not get any minutes right now. Would I rather play Nembhard? Omer Meyer and Bennett Sturts unfortunately tore his ACL or Achilles. So I'll probably go like a little bit to Ryan Nembhard. I will go like 16 a night to Nembhard. Yeah, we'll go 35 to Nembhard. The other one, Andrew Nembhard, 35 to Aaron Nesmith. We'll go 35 to Mathurin, 37 to Siakam, 31 to Gafford, and we'll do 21 to Furphy. On to game number 3 with no Tyrese. We are going to lose this one by 13. Anthony Simons at 35, Benedict Mathurin at 30, Aaron Nesmith at 28. Game number 4, we do stay alive. Oh my God, we beat him by 17 in the 4th quarter to end up winning by 9. Mathurin and Siakam combined for 60, whatever that was, 68, 66. And we are going to win by 1 in game 5 to take a 3-2 lead. 22 for Mathurin, a double-double for Daniel Gafford. He had 4 blocks as well. Andrew Nembhard had 9 assists. I mean, if I go to that game 4, I just wanted to say, yeah, 68 points between these two. Can we win in 6? Yes, we can. So no Halliburton, no problem. We are going to round number 2, and we have just beaten the Boston Celtics with no Halliburton. Halliburton is still out 4 to 6 weeks. He's not coming back unless we made it to the NBA Finals. We're taking on Detroit in round number 2, so we are not going to get home court advantage. Okay, it's Halliburton, 2 to 4 week injury. So, I mean, maybe he'd be back at the end of the conference finals if we got there. We lose by 10 to the Pistons. Shout out to Nembhard with 35 in this one, 27 Siakam, 21 Mathurin. We go down 2-0. Unfortunately, damn, we lose by 2. Mathurin with 31 in this one. He's averaging 24 points in the playoffs. Game number 3, gonna go to the Indiana Pacers. Okay. 42 for Mathurin. Oh my God, man, this guy's been going nuts. Game 4, can we stay alive? Yes, we can. Oh my God, we beat him by 20. Siakam with 37. Mathurin with 24. Halliburton is still out 2 to 4 weeks. If we look at the round 2 stats here, 29.5 points for Mathurin, 26 for Siakam. Huge game 5, and we're going to lose this one, though, by 4. Oh, my God, and we got outscored by 10 in the 4th. We lost by 4 there, and we lost by 2 in game 2. So easily, this matchup could have been 3-2 us, and we are unfortunately going to lose in 6. We ended up getting blown out in game number 6. Kate at 52. Well, yeah, I didn't have my best player. Let's see who's going to go to the NBA Finals. It is going to be between the Atlanta Hawks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trae Young versus Anthony Edwards, and the Timberwolves are going to win in 6 with the Ant-Man being your Finals MVP. Is that like the... Let's see. That's the first time they've won here. Hawks have lost back-to-back NBA Finals. The Knicks lost to the Mavericks a couple years ago. So it's been about 4 straight years of Western Conference teams winning it. I mean, I know we won a round, and like, I think this team could have gone to the NBA Finals if freaking Halliburton didn't get hurt. Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Damian Lillard are they're all retiring right now. Let's see what happens here with the draft lottery, and let's see if we're able to We don't have anything yet. The Nets have number 1, Sixers number 2 via the Clippers. That's from the James Harden trade. We do own our first round pick at 26. That's pretty much all we own right now. Is there like a superstar number 1 prospect in this draft? No, but these guys look pretty good. Rolando Wood and Irvin Jones. Irvin Jones is from DePaul. Ceiling is Tim Duncan. Wood's ceiling is also Tim Duncan. He's from Virginia. All right, so we're on the night of the NBA draft, and I'm just going to simulate to my pick. I think we're going to go... I don't really want another point guard. Sidney Bernard, I mean, a 6'5" power forward seems a little bit small. Yeah, let's go Justin Clayton, who's a 6'7" shooting guard out of Texas. Yeah, so Jones and Wood ended up going number 1 and number 2, both in the Atlantic Division here in the Eastern Conference. We took Doug Mills there in the second round out of Central Florida. So we're going to pick up the team options on Sturts, Gungba, and Omer Meyer, which, like, Sturts was a little bit better at this point in his career. Qualifying offers, just going to give it to Ryan Nembhard, but there's a chance I'd trade his brother. All right, so I'm going to do this trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm going to be trading them. I don't really want to trade them Cameron Holmes, honestly. Like, could I somehow just do Gafford for Wallace? I will throw in Clayton, or I can't trade him. I just drafted him. I'll throw in Omer Meyer and Gafford for Cason Wallace. They want 2 second rounders for a first rounder. We're going to do this. Cason Wallace is making a decent amount of money going forward, but I think he's just another good fit next to Halliburton in the backcourt. And I'm going to do this trade, which it's going to hurt a little bit of my wing depth. And I don't really want to trade Johnny Furphy, actually. I don't know. I need another center because I just traded away Gafford. I don't know if Gungba is going to be like the guy for us. Maybe I'll bring in Rudy Gobert on a 1-year deal. I can bring back Isaiah Jackson on a 2-year deal. I can always make a trade for a big man. Or do we just fully trust Patrick Gungba this year going into year number 3? Because we have such good wing depth outside of Halliburton with Nembhard, Mathurin, Wallace, Nesmith, Furphy. I'm even going to try to sign AJ Mitchell to a 1-year deal, and that's going to make me renounce the rights on Ryan Nembhard. Anybody switch up? Yeah, Luka goes to the Clippers, John Morant to the Lakers. All right, so Halliburton is a 91. Siakam is going to regress down a little bit to an 84. Mathurin going to regress down to an 80 as well. I'm not really sure why Mathurin is regressing unless he was upset about like the trade talks. I'm not going to give Nesmith a minimum contract extension, which he was asking for. I'm just going to do 2 years, $20 million on top of what he's making right now. And I know I brought mostly the same team back after I said I wasn't going to. It's just like I went into Trade Finder and I kind of shopped around the league. I didn't really love anything out there that I was really getting for these guys. So I'm actually going to release Rudy Gobert. We're going to go with Moreno, Jackson, and Gungba going into the year. I'm going to release my second round pick, Doug Mills. And I think I'm also going to release JoJo Tugler. And I think I should be good for next year's season. Let's do this. We do have plenty of trade assets. I should have been maybe more aggressive at the deadline last year. So we have Halliburton, Nembhard, Mathurin, Siakam, Gungba as the starting 5, which I like a lot. They want to go to Isaiah Jackson. I don't want to do that. We have plenty of guard depth in case somebody ends up getting hurt. I like AJ Mitchell just being another option for us. But yeah, I'm still going to ride with Bennett Sturts as like the guy. And we'll see how the season goes. It could go horribly wrong, and I have to do something this year. We are 1-2 to start off the year. Is this the year I don't have my first round pick? Okay, I do, just in case. And Aaron Nesmith breaks his leg 6 to 8 weeks. He's going to be out for. And Cooper Flagg wins NBA Cup MVP this year. We've gone off to a little bit of a slower start. We're currently 12-16 right now, which in the Eastern Conference, that is actually the 11 seed, not like the 2 seed. So Siakam's actually been our leading scorer. Halliburton's averaging around 16 points. I do feel like, okay, well, Nesmith's numbers are a little bit deflated just because he hasn't played a ton. Gungba, honestly, kind of impressive as a center. I feel like he's fine going forward. All right, so we are 27-23 right now, and I want to be aggressive here at the deadline. We're currently the 6th seed. We have the 4th best point differential, 5th best point differential here in the Eastern Conference. The Atlanta Hawks are 43-8. Nothing like a 78 overall, making $67 million. Jeez. And I want to see if I could maybe do a 2-for-1 here at the deadline. Aaron Nesmith and Benedict Mathurin. Both are good scorers, obviously, but could I get Brandon Miller, excuse me, for both of them? Let's find out. They're going to say no. I would be willing to throw in this first round pick in 2031, and I would be willing to throw in this first round pick in 2033. They say no. I don't know if we could start throwing in other players in this deal. Like, are you interested in, I don't know, Cameron Holmes? It doesn't look like they are, unfortunately. I mean, I will give you, maybe I'll give you, what's his name? Cason Wallace instead of Aaron Nesmith, if that's going to change things. They're going to say no, and I'll give you that Thunder first, or my Pacers first. I'll give you 2 first-round picks, Mathurin and Wallace. They say no. I'm really struggling to find a trade for this team. All right, so I'm not going to get Brandon Miller, but can I get Franz Wagner for Benedict Mathurin? And can I do it with Aaron Nesmith? Benedict Mathurin and Aaron Nesmith for Franz Wagner. They're going to counter for some seconds. All right, that's gonna be our big trade. So I wanted to win a title with those guys. Unfortunately, it wasn't gonna last long. I'm able to keep Wallace and Nembhard, who I think are like perfect options next to Tyrese Haliburton in the backcourt. Now, the one last thing I would do possibly at the deadline, because I like Johnny Furphy as a backup, do I want to try to get another center out there? Maybe a little bit better than like Isaiah Jackson. All right, this is a little bit risky, but I'm going to trade Bennett Sturts and Cameron Holmes to the LA Clippers for Yves Missi and Ben Simmons. I mean, Yves Missi's making 2.5. Like, actually, could I just do straight up Cameron Holmes for Yves Missi in like some seconds? Malachi Moreno's got to be in this deal, and I'll take on Ben Simmons. That's fine. I'd rather trade Moreno than Bennett Sturts. All right, so it's going to look a little bit different with Haliburton, Nembhard, Franz, Siakam, and Yves Missi now as the starters. So Trae Young ends up winning MVP this year for the Atlanta Hawks. Ricky Larson is your Rookie of the Year 7-footer out of Gonzaga. But yeah, shout out to Trae Young winning that award. I feel like I never see him win MVP. And they won 70 games. So that's probably why they really are going to be the team to beat this year. We don't get anybody on an All-NBA team. We don't get anybody on an All-Defensive team. And we don't get anybody on an all-rookie team. Luckily for us, though, we do finish as the 2 seed. We're going up against the Cavs again in round number 1, a team we have faced plenty of times. What? I was going to say, we ended the season off maybe better than any team. No, that's not true. We ended the season off on a 14-game win streak. 10 games behind the largest win streak of 24? What? Are you kidding me? They were 44-12. 46-12, sorry. 46-12. And they decided to go on a 24-game winning streak to end the year. They had a 16.8-point differential. This team is unreal. Like, they're not even that good on paper. It's kind of crazy. And of course, Franz hyperextends his shoulder, so he's going to be playing injured now at the start of the playoffs. All right, so let's come up with the rotation for the playoffs here. Yeah, Franz is going to be banged up. We're going to go 24 to Missi and Gungba here. Actually, I might go 28 Missi, 20 to Gungba. We're going to go about 25 to Furphy. We're going to go about 25 to Cason Wallace. And then the last spot will be Bennett Sturts. He's going to get like 12 minutes a night. So like Obi Toppin is depth. Isaiah Jackson's depth. AJ Mitchell is depth. I like that. We'll go 38 to Haliburton. We'll go about 32 to Siakam for now. We're taking on Cleveland in round number 1. They still have the same backcourt and frontcourt. And oh, they just signed Zion for the minimum. What? We do win game 1 though by 12. We scored 41 on them in the 4th. But like, how do they have Zion? Do they even need Zion? We do win the first 2, though, by 16. They've kind of created a super team, even though they were the 7th seed. They were actually the 8th seed in the play-in. Game 3, gonna go to the Pacers. We win by 16, 27-9 for Haliburton. Please just stay healthy. And we swept them. Oh my God, we just won by 35 points. Haliburton and Wagner combined for 64. And Haliburton dropped 30 and 12 in those 4 games. Okay, we move on. Taking on the 2-seeded Toronto Raptors, the Hawks did sweep the Miami Heat. I'm praying the Washington Wizards can somehow upset the Atlanta Hawks, but probably not likely. All right, game number 1. We are going to win this one, 121-101. This team is led by, Quickly, Dick, Ingram, Barnes, Pirtle, Walter. They've added Tijon Salon, Jordan Smith Jr. We're going to go up 2-0, 120-117. 9 assists for Haliburton, 8 assists for Franz. Game 3 goes to the Indiana Pacers, 114-103. 21 for Wallace, 18 and 10 for Haliburton. And can we sweep them? Bang. There we go. 113-101. 30 points for Franz Wagner. And we're taking on the the Atlanta Hawks here in the conference finals. The best team in the NBA. We had almost 3 20-point per game scores, but everybody kind of got involved last round. You have the 1 seed and 2 seed on each side. Cooper Flag is banged up, but Dallas is stacked. I guess I'd hope if I could somehow beat Atlanta, we can get Phoenix. This Atlanta team is so good. I'm not really sure why. They're good, right? Like, okay, Reece Shea is just like prime KD. Trae Young is like prime, I don't even know, Russell Westbrook at this point. Or prime Trae Young. Dyson Daniels is an elite defender. Yeah, they're a good team. Game number 1, we actually beat them. Oh my God. Okay, by 1. No way. We're undefeated in the playoffs. We do win. Oh my God, we are 10-0 in the playoffs. We beat them by 2. We beat them by 1 and by 2. Haliburton's maybe clutching it up. Game 3. Franz is fully healthy. And we're up 3-0. What? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. And then Siakam breaks his leg in game 3. He's out for the playoffs. No. That is brutal. All right. Well, there goes, there goes like my 3rd best player at this point. So what I could do is, I don't even know at this point. Do I make Franz a power forward? He's 6'10". And then I know like Obi Toppin is definitely going to get some minutes. Bennett Sturts kind of struggled throughout this. So, yeah, Obi Toppin's going to probably play like 20 minutes a night after not playing it all in the playoffs. Now, this is where it hurts a little bit trading like a Mathurin or one of those guys. So, I think I'm going to start Johnny Furphy at the 3. That's why I'm glad I didn't trade him away. Furphy can get like 27. We're going to go 37 to Franz. We'll go 30 to Nemhard. And we'll do 28 to Wallace. And we'll do 22 to Toppin. It's going to be a 9-man rotation still. Good thing we built ourselves some leeway here. And we swept them. Wow. Wow. I would be livid. I would be livid if I had a 70-12 record, dominate the first 2 rounds, and then get swept in the conference finals. I mean, like, we beat them by 1 and 2 in the first 2 games. Look at that fourth quarter comeback. They were up by like 18 going into the fourth. I would be pissed. Then we won by 27, and then we won by 10. And they were winning by 7 going into the fourth quarter. Damn, they really choked it in the fourth. Bring me Phoenix, please. No, Dallas wins it all. I tried trading for Brandon Miller. He ends up getting conference finals MVP. We pivoted to Franz instead. I guess I'm fine with that. So we're without Siakam. Are they without Cooper Flagg, or did they get him back? No, Cooper Flagg broke his arm. He's out for the playoffs. So this team is led by Rob Dillingham, Brandon Miller, Justin Edwards, and Old AD, Lively, Devin Carter, Willie Thomas, Will Riley, and we have yet to lose in the playoffs. Oh my God. Well, this time we didn't come back in the fourth quarter. We almost blew it in the fourth quarter. Jeez. All right. 54 for Franz and Halliburton. Game 2, we win by 12. Guys, we are... What is going on? We are 14-0. We are 15-0. We won by 2. We are winning every close game. Are we about to just go 16-0? What? This game doesn't make any sense. Any sense. How do we go 16-0? How? Franz Wagner, I am so happy I traded for you. You got me finals MVP. Like, we had so many close victories, at least in the conference finals and NBA finals. Like, we beat the Raptors by 3 in game 2. Was there any, like, really close games against the Cavs? No, we kind of blew them out. But yeah, Atlanta just winning by 1 in game 1, 2 in game 2. And then Dallas, we win by 1 in game 1, win by 12, win by 2 in game 3, and then won by 17 in game 4. I mean, it helped us out that they didn't have Cooper Flagg. So I hope you guys did enjoy this Indiana Pacers rebuild. If you did, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys thought of it down below. Let me know what team I should rebuild next as well. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.